Obviously in the third quarter, I think you're a couple of goals up. What were the key factors that turned the match in your opinion, particularly obviously in that last quarter?
Oh, look, I thought, Sydney's defence was very good, especially in that third quarter. They were able to pin us in our back half for a period of time, and they were able to maximise the opportunities that they had. Their pressure was outstanding throughout the whole night. And for that period, they were able to lock us away and get the territory and win that battle. So it was a battle that they won convincingly in that phase of the game, and that's probably the part that turned the game the most.
It also seems like your forward efficiency just seems to be way too inconsistent over a long period of time. Is that something that's becoming a real concern now?
I thought tonight there were some times where we had some clear looks, and our fundamentals and basics were just off. Ability to handball, to execute the fundamentals required to get that conversion that you need. Look, that's something we continue to work on. When it's good, you execute, you score. When it's not, the opposition, you give them a chance to defend. And we gave Sydney a good look in that space tonight.
If Tom McDonald does continue to make progress, does he come into strong consideration for next week, or is it too early to say?
They've got a big session tomorrow, so we'll assess that throughout the week, but that's something we're not thinking about right at the moment. We just get through this week's game and then assess him during the week.
Christian Petrarca obviously looked pretty proppy all the way through. I guess what's the situation there, and in terms of next week, I guess for Phil?
He got a pretty significant kick from Buddy just below the knee and the calf. So he's just got a contusion that we'll assess through the week, but he was pretty sore. Clearly it limited his movement for the majority of the night and had a bit of an impact on his game, but he'll get that right and reset and hopefully be all clear and ready to go next week.
Obviously Oliver I think was magnificent, but he took a few knocks as well. In particular I think his cheek it sort of blew up at one stage and you strapped it up. Are you concerned about a potential break or any issue with that?
No, not at the moment. No, they're pretty clear. It's just a cut. It's swollen up, and he'll get that treated and be assessed. But I thought he was fantastic tonight. I thought his game was enormous, and he showed everyone what the quality player that he is.
9 out of 2 against the Swans this year. They pushed you really close last year. Is there something fundamentally about their footy that troubles you guys, you reckon?
I think they're cracking games of footy every time we play them, even last year. The 3 games that were played in the last 2 years, they've been contest, defensive-based games, and not, the 2 games this year, they've just been a little bit more efficient. When they've had their opportunities, they had their time in their half, they've been a little bit more efficient in the way they've executed, and they've converted incredibly well. They've done it again tonight. They kicked a goal at an astounding rate, and full credit to them. They play a great brand of footy. They play a contested style. They pressure well, and they're efficient. So that's our challenge: is when we play them in those type of games, that the team that's the most efficient will come out on top.
What caused it to open up the way it did in the third quarter?
Oh, look, we gave some opportunities. We gave a 50-metre penalty that cost us a goal. We turned the ball over in our back half 3 times. So we gifted them some opportunities, but they defended incredibly well. And as I said, they locked us away for a period of time, which is a bit abnormal for us, but they were able to maximise those turnovers compared to us.
What was the overriding message, I guess, to the group just then, Goody? You've been perhaps the best, if not one of the best sides all season. You've got a sudden death situation now next week. You've got to try and, I guess, turn this into a positive in some respects.
Our situation, our scenario hasn't changed. Any team in the competition's got to win 3 games in a row to win it. So that's no different for us. Our challenge is to do it next week and get that first win away against Brisbane, who played a fantastic game last night. So the equation for us hasn't changed. That's why you get the double chance. But we've got to be really clear as a club that we need to learn from what we did tonight, get our basics of our games right, that'll stand up in finals footy, and execute better when we get our chances, and be more disciplined. And that's the key to the game. Do the basics well, and you give yourself a chance.
Can you turn it around psychologically? You've had 2 thumping wins over them. Surely you draw on those experiences preparing for next week.
Oh, we said last week it's a new season, and it is again. So we'll grab the learnings that we've had against Brisbane in the past, but that doesn't guarantee you anything. Finals footy's different. You got to earn everything you get. So it'll start at 0-0, and we'll get what we deserve in the game, and it's about being a really competitive, ruthless footy club.
You mentioned fundamentals. Obviously, you dominated contested ball, contested marks, won the inside 50. So you're still doing a lot right. But I guess it's just that finishing part that you mentioned earlier, isn't it?
Yeah, as I said, we did a lot right in the game. There was periods of the game, where we had some real dominance in the game. It's just executing the basics better for longer, and not giving away easy goals. We gave 3 goals away through ill-disciplined tonight, which cost you games of footy.
Speaking of that, just James Harms reported for one of those. What did you make of the incident there with Jake Lloyd where he got him high?
Oh, it was clearly a collision, but from what I've seen, he gets him in the chest. He played on with no concussion. They got a 50-metre penalty, which cost us a goal. So, it's one of those collisions in footy that happens. It was a little bit late, but he got him in the chest. So hopefully we move forward as a competition.
How did you see Stephen's games, like Stephen May's game? I mean, his intercept marking was, and work on Buddy looked like it was pretty elite.
Oh, he was outstanding on the night, really, in the way that he played. There was the ill-disciplined downfield free kick, which cost us a goal. But on the night, I thought he was, one of our clear better players on the night. I think he intercepted the ball really well and gave us a good look.
Simon, you've mentioned it a few times. Are you frustrated with the discipline and some of those issues?
I think finals footy is about getting the basics right for a long period of time. And you need to be a disciplined footy team all the time. So if you give away 50-metre goals or downfield free kicks or give up territory through downfield reversals and cost you goals, that hurts. In tight games where the stakes are high, that hurts. So you've got to get the basics of your game right, and discipline's one of those.
I think Rich looked in a few discussions with staff before the start of the game. Were there any concerns there a few minutes before the bounce?
Yeah, look, he had a bit of a funny feeling in his knee in the warm-up. So he went down, got assessed, felt fine, came out and had no issue. So played pretty well. So glad we had him out there.
As good as May was, obviously there was the goal that you mentioned, and it seemed to be a real momentum changer because you guys were well on top. Pickett just put up by 16, and then they kicked the next 4 after that. Was that? Did you have to chat to Stephen at half-time about that, or send a message out, or something like that?
Oh no, he's an experienced player. He understands the way the game's played and how that can impact the team. It was one act that cost us a goal, but can shift momentum. But at the end of the day, put that aside. He played an outstanding game.
I'm mindful Ben Brown's been a big game player and there were greasy conditions tonight, but he was sort of, I guess, quiet from a stats perspective. How big a concern is that going into the next game?
Yeah, look, Ben's an experienced player. He's a quality player. He gives us a great target forward of the ball, and we need him. So he'll continue to forge ahead with his game, and it's been in really good shape the last 3 or 4 weeks heading in. So tonight wasn't his greatest night, but he's an experienced player who'll rebound, I'm sure.
How closely you look at McDonald for next week?
We'll see how he trains tomorrow. He's still a fair way off last week, so we'll see how he trains tomorrow. And we'll see how our team goes once we get it assessed, but something we're not going to make a decision on tonight. Thanks, guys.